Today I am going to be playing the WWF Attitude in Review trivia game. I've done this 4 times in the past, and my goal was to get 20 out of the 25 questions correct. Unfortunately, I came nowhere near that. The best I did was getting 13 right out of 25, and quite frankly, that is embarrassing. So this time around, I am going to do the multiple choice question on each card and hope that that is able to get me to what I was trying to do of 20 out of 25 right. This is how the card looks. So the top question will be a question with 3 choices for multiple choice. So those are the ones I am going to do on each card. And again, hopefully I get to that 20 out of 25. These cards are dated 2001 on the card. It is titled WWF Attitude in Review, but the questions go well before the Attitude Era. So let's see how we do. Gonna mix these up and then jump right into it. And let's start with our first question. Our first question is going to be, who did Kurt Angle defeat to win the 2000 King of the Ring? And the choices are Billy Gunn, Rikishi, and Test. I am not certain of this, but I do believe that Billy Gunn was in the finals of a King of the Ring. He may have actually even won a King of the Ring. I'm not sure if I'm remembering that correctly. But my instinct, Billy Gunn, Rikishi, or Test, my instinct when I first read it was Billy Gunn. So let's go with Billy Gunn. The answer was Rikishi. So we're 0-4-1. Let me jot that down. So now to get started. Multiple choice in, we still got the first one wrong. Our next question is, at WrestleMania 14, Pete Rose drew the ire of the crowd by trashing what local Major League Baseball club? The Red Sox, the White Sox, or the Orioles? So WrestleMania 14. So we're looking at either Boston, Chicago, or Baltimore. WrestleMania 14, I believe that was the Shawn and Austin and Tyson one, and I believe that took place in Boston. So I'm going to say the Red Sox. The Red Sox. All right. We are 1-4-2. Next question. What rapper accompanied The Godfather and D'Lo Brown to the ring at WrestleMania 16? Ice-T, Ice Cube, or Busta Rhymes? I know this is either Ice-T or Ice Cube, and if I remember correctly, it is Ice-T. I do vividly remember seeing The Godfather and a rapper come to the ring, and then they did the whole, his whole spiel. I'm going to go Ice-T, because I'm pretty sure I remember the guy having long hair, and Ice Cube does not have long hair, and Ice-T does, so I'm saying Ice-T. Ice-T. Nice. 2 for 3 so far. Next question. Edge and Christian have been known to play what theme songs of other superstars on what musical instrument? A kazoo, a harmonica, or a ukulele? This one is a kazoo. I know that for certain. Kazoo. Kazoo. We are 3 for 4. Question number 5. Who was the first man to hold the women's championship? Harvey Whippleman, Michael Hayes, or Shane McMahon? I know this one for certain too. This one is going to be Harvey Whippleman. Harvey Whippleman, 4 out of 5. Question number 6. Mick Foley had his last match at what event? WrestleMania 16, No Way Out 2000, or the 2000 Royal Rumble? Again, this is dated 2001 Titan Sports, so obviously he did have WWE matches after this. And I don't think trying to think, since he had all those matches after, is kind of remember of what his last match was. WrestleMania 16, No Way Out 2000, or 2000 Royal Rumble. I don't think I'm going to get this, but I have a 33% shot. Would WrestleMania 16 have been the Fatal 4-Way? And would that have been his last one? Here, let me do the math. WrestleMania 16 would have been, I think, 2000 as well. I'm going to say WrestleMania 16. Um, but would they wrap him up on a big event like that, or would they want him to? I'm going to say WrestleMania 16. This might be one we get wrong. WrestleMania 16. All right, nice. I was not confident in that one at all, but we are 5 of 6. So, question number 7. Who were the first 5-time tag team champions? New Age Outlaws, Mankind and The Rock, or Edge and Christian? So, this is going to be either the New Age Outlaws or Edge and Christian. I believe in a previous one of these, I answered a question that asked who was the first 5-time tag team champion, and I believe it was Billy Gunn. So I'm going to say the New Age Outlaws were the first 5-time tag team champions, and it's the New Age Outlaws. 6 of 7. Question number 8. Who is famous for doing the worm? This is an easy one. Grandmaster Sexay, Scotty 2 Hotty, or Rikishi? The answer is going to be Scotty 2 Hotty. All members of Too Cool, but Scotty 2 Hotty was the one to do the worm. Scotty 2 Hotty. So we have 7 right and 1 wrong. Question number 9. Who did The Rock and Mankind beat for their first tag title in September 1999? Mideon and Viscera, the Hollies, or the New Age Outlaws? So Rock and Sock Connection. Who did they defeat? Mideon and Viscera just seems like a huge outlier here compared to, or maybe even the Hollies might seem more of an outlier here. Mideon and Viscera seem as an outlier, but they were part of the corporate ministry. So I think I'm down between them two and the New Age Outlaws. Knowing that the New Age Outlaws were 5-time tag team champions kind of tends me to lead there. And they would have had to been champions. And I'm not sure if I don't believe Mideon and Viscera ever were champions. So I'm going to go the New Age Outlaws here. That seems like the most reasonable answer because Rock and Mankind defeated them for the tag titles. So they would have been champions already. I'm going New Age Outlaws. Mideon and Viscera. Okay, I don't recall them being champions, but they defeated them for it. Maybe it was a vacant title. I'm not sure. But we are 7 right, 2 wrong. Question number 10. In 2000, the Federation hosted televised events in the same location 2 nights in a row. Can you name the arena? And our choices are Madison Square Garden, America West Arena, and Orlando Arena. The obvious thought would be Madison Square Garden, but that feels like it might be a trick question. America West Arena, I am not sure what city that is in. Orlando Arena, obviously in Orlando. I'm leaning MSG and America West Arena. I feel like Madison Square Garden might be thrown in there as a trick. But if I get this wrong and it is Madison Square Garden, that will be a question that I'll be upset that I got wrong, and it'll already put me at 3. But I really feel like it's a trick. I'm going to gamble here. I am going to say they hosted televised events in the same location 2 nights in a row at America West Arena. Final answer. America West Arena. Good. Madison Square Garden was in there as a trick. Good thing I didn't fall for that. So we have, out of our first 10 questions, we have 8 right and 2 wrong. So we're on a decent pace here. Hopefully it continues, and hopefully I can get this done. Again, 20 out of 25 is the goal, and we are 8 out of 10. So question number 11. Who was Kane's first tag team championship partner? Mankind, X-Pac, or The Undertaker? I don't know if I ever recall Kane and Mankind being tag champs. Maybe he was tag champs with all of these people. X-Pac is the one who stands out to me here. I think it might be X-Pac. And then the Brothers of Destruction, I feel like his first would have been with X-Pac. So I'm going to say Kane first won his tag team championship with X-Pac. Oh, it was Mankind. That's not good. So we only have room to get 2 more wrong. I don't really recall Kane and Mankind being tag champions. I was pretty confident it was X-Pac. All right, question 12. Who is the tallest superstar on the Federation roster? Kane, Big Show, and Undertaker. Oh man, this is going to be one. Man, I might get this wrong, and it'll be 4 wrong already. That's not good. I'm assuming they're going off of build heights. I don't even know who would be the actual tallest either. They're all giant. My instinct leads to Big Show because they would bill him as like the biggest guy there is. I'm gonna go the Big Show. I'll probably, if I think about this longer, I'll probably overthink it, but I'm just gonna go with the Big Show. It's Big Show. Okay. 9 right, 3 wrong. Question number 13. Who held the Intercontinental title for one day in 1999? D'Lo Brown, Edge, or Bradshaw? Who had a one-day IC title reign? So they would have. I remember Kane having a bunch of short runs as champion, probably of multiple titles. Um, hmm. None of these guys stand out as like someone I would expect them to like put the title on and then have them lose it quickly to someone else. 1999. Bradshaw, part of the APA. Could D'Lo had for whatever Edge might be the choice here as well. I'm leaning D'Lo or Edge. IC title in 90. I'm gonna go D'Lo Brown because confident he. I'm going D'Lo Brown. Edge. Oh no, 4 Ron already. So I got a 9 Ron, 4 Ron. So I got to go 11 of 12 to hit that 20 of 25 here. So let's see. Hopefully I can do it. Who did Jacqueline defeat for her second women's title? And this is not one that I'm going to be confident in, so we might already hit our 5 wrong. But who did she defeat for her second women's title? Deborah, Harvey Whippleman, or Ivory? I don't remember who beat Harvey Whippleman for the title when he held it. Deborah, Ivory, Harvey Whippleman. But for whatever reason, I'm kind of leaning him. I'm going to go Harvey Whippleman. Who did Jacqueline defeat for her second women's title? Deborah, Harvey Whippleman, or Ivory? I'm going Harvey Whippleman. Hopefully that's correct. It's Harvey Whippleman. Whew. Okay. So we got 10 right now, 4 wrong. Who did the New Age Outlaws defeat for their 5th tag team championship? Mankind and Al Snow, The Rock and Mankind, or the Dudley Boys? We are having a lot of tag team championship questions here and a lot of New Age Outlaw involvement. These have all been Attitude Era ones so far. So, New Age Outlaws, Mankind and Al Snow. Don't remember if they held the titles together. I know Mankind makes fun of them a bunch in all of his books. The Rock and Mankind obviously won the tag titles, and they won it from Midian and Viscera. And it could also be the Dudley Boys. I'm kind of leaning The Rock and Mankind because that would lead more into. Would it have been the Dudley Boys? I don't really remember if I vividly remember like a Dudley Boys New Age Outlaws feud. But Dudley Boys were tag team champions a bunch. But I'm leaning The Rock and Mankind here. I think that's going to be my final answer. If I get this one wrong, I'm going to have to go 10 for 10. Mankind and Al Snow, in my opinion, in my thought process here, that one's completely off the board. So The Rock and Mankind or the Dudleys, who did the New Age Outlaws defeat for their 5th tag titles? I'm going The Rock and Mankind. Mankind and Al Snow, the one I thought that was completely off the table, of course, is the one that gets me my 5th wrong. So I got to go 10 for 10 or we're not hitting that 20 out of 25. And these are multiple choice questions, so I'll be disappointed in that. Oh, no. At the 1994 Hall of Fame banquet, Who presented Freddie Blassie into the Hall of Fame? Regis Philbin, Ray Charles, or Vince McMahon? They love their celebrity involvement. Would Vince have... I know Vince doesn't like when they thank him at Hall of Fame ceremonies. So with that thought process, I'm gonna... Do I want to eliminate him already? I'm leaning Regis. Regis, Ray Charles, or Vince, who presented Freddie Blassie in '94. I'm gonna say Regis Philbin. I have like 10% confidence in that, but I do have a 33% shot. If I get this wrong, that already puts me over the limit. Let's see, Regis Philbin. Regis Philbin. Okay, we're at 11. Right. Got to go 9 for 9 though. The Rock won his first 3 World Wrestling Federation heavyweight titles from the same man. Who is he? Triple H, Mankind, or The Big Show? This has to be Mankind. Because they had the huge rivalry. They had the I Quit match. They had the halftime heat match. I'm going Mankind. I'm pretty confident in that. I remember The Rock having, like, out of these 3 people at the time, his biggest feuds with that who would have been world champions. I don't remember Big Show winning three championships that early and The Rock beating him 3 times for it. I'm pretty confident this one is Mankind. Let's see. Mankind. 12 right. 12 right, 5 wrong. So that's 17. This is question 18. What is Lita's finishing maneuver? Moonsault, DDT, or Boston Crab? We get an easy one here. This is a moonsault. Lita's finisher was a moonsault. 13 right, 5 wrong. Who was interviewing Steve Austin when he made his famous Austin 316 speech? Michael Cole, Doc Hendricks, or the Mat Rat? And this is Doc's Hendricks. I'm certain of that. Doc's Hendricks. Yep. 14 right. 14, 9, or 5, 19. So we're at question number 20 here. Question 20. Who did Taka Michinoku beat in the finals of the light heavyweight title tournament in 1997? Scott Taylor, Brian Christopher, or Aguila? I don't know who that is. Aguila? Who did Taka beat? Scott Taylor, Scotty 2 Hotty, Brian Christopher, Grandmaster Sexay, and Aguila. I'm leaning Scott Taylor. I know he won a light heavyweight championship for sure. Scotty 2 Hotty. Brian Christopher, I don't remember if he did, but he could fit here. And I'm drawing a blank on who Aguila, if I'm even saying that right, is. But I'm going Scott Taylor. Can't get this wrong, though, because this puts me over the limit. Scott Taylor. Brian Christopher. Oh, no. We're not hitting 20 out of 25. Which McMahon was in The Rock's corner at WrestleMania 16? Shane, Vince, or Stephanie? Okay. Shane. So it was The Rock, Mankind, Big Show, and the 4th was Triple H, I believe. So Triple H would have been with Stephanie. I kind of remember Shane being with Big Show. So I'm leaning Vince here, the corporate champion. I'm leaning Vince McMahon here. Vince was in The Rock's. This is one I should definitely not even have to think about. But I'm going the Rock's corner was Vince McMahon. Vince, okay. 15 right, 6 wrong. Who won the hardcore title at WrestleMania 17? Raven, Kane, or Taz? Okay, this is one. I know Raven and Kane were in this match for sure. There was a third person. I'm drawing a blank on who it was. Can't remember who it was, but Raven and Kane were in it for sure. Taz was not. Taz was not in this. It was a triple threat. If I'm remembering the match correctly, because they were in the back a bunch. Someone went through a like glass door or glass window. I'm leaning Raven here, but it could be Kane. I'm already not hitting my goal here. I'm gonna go. Who walked in as champion? I think Raven might have walked in. So would Kane have won this? No, Raven or Kane. Raven or Kane. I'm gonna go Raven, but I feel like he walked in as champion. I'm going Raven. Kane. 7 wrong. So best I can do is 18 right. 5, 10, 15, 22. We are on question 23 now. Who was Randy Savage's opponent at SummerSlam 1990? Dusty Rhodes, Bret Hart, or Rick Rude? This is the first non-Attitude Era question so far. And it's one that I should probably know without even having to think much about, but that's not happening right now. 1990s Randy Savage SummerSlam. Rhodes, Hart, or Rick Rude? I don't think it was Dusty. Bret or Rick SummerSlam 90? When would Bret have SummerSlam 90? I'm not gonna narrow down what city SummerSlam 90 happened in. I'm leaning Rick Rude. Rick Rude versus Randy Savage at SummerSlam 1990. Does that sound right? Yeah, I'm going Rick Rude. Who was Randy Savage's opponent at SummerSlam 1990? Rick Rude is who I'm going with. Dusty Rhodes. I don't recall that at all. I might have to go back and watch that. So we got 8 wrong, 15 right. Question number 24. So 2 more questions. Let's see how we finish. Who did William Regal defeat to win the office of commissioner in 2001? Al Snow, Mick Foley, or Taz? In my mind, the first person I'm eliminating is Taz, Al Snow, or Mick Foley. Mick Foley obviously would go on to become a commissioner, but do I see him losing to Regal for the position? They could have done some Al Snow stuff, not snuff, boy. Al Snow stuff. Al Snow or Mick Foley? I feel like just based on their position in the card, Al Snow might make more sense here. Would Regal have beaten Foley for it? There could have been some interference. But I feel like teasing Al Snow with head and help me as a commissioner in the Attitude Era could be a thing they have done. I'm leaning Al Snow over Mick, I think. Regal versus Mick. Ooh, I might have done something here that made me. So, one of the earlier questions, Mick Foley's last match at the time was dated in 2000, and this is 2001. So I'm going Al Snow, and I'm decently confident in that this time. So Al Snow. Al Snow, nice. 16 right and 8 wrong. So we are on our last question here. Question number 25. Farouk's finishing maneuver is the power bomb, the dominator, or the Farouk flipper. This is going to be the dominator. I'm confident in that. Farouk's finisher, the dominator. Final answer, and it is the dominator. So we have 5, 10, 15, 17 right and 8 wrong. I got close to the 20 out of 25. Did not hit that though. So I think I am going to try this again as multiple choice questions and hit that 20 out of 25, because now that I started this and want to do it with multiple choice, I think that is a goal of mine. 17 right, 8 wrong is the best I've done out of these questions so far. The multiple choice certainly helped, and still disappointed. Should have gotten it first try. Did not. But I think I'll give it another shot and try and hit that 20 out of 25. So 17 out of 18 with the multiple choice. And it's better than I've ever done, but I want to do better. I want to hit that 20 out of 25. So I will do it again. But for now, I'll see you in the next one.